perfume has been around for thousands of years. It pretty much started with the ancient Egyptians and has remained popular ever since. But today, even though there are many perfumes to choose from, there's a certain list that pretty much remains, the most popular perfumes so far. Of course, there are more to be invented, but I've compiled a little list here of pretty much the most popular perfumes ever. So some of these are very modern and some of these are quite old. So I'll start with some modern ones. Most importantly, Black Opium by Yves Saint Laurent, and then Armani C. Both of these I'm mentioning at the same time because they're, in my opinion, quite similar. Both very sweet, very feminine sort of fragrances. Black Opium has some orange blossom, cedarwood, patchouli, some coffee, which is interesting. And Armani C has some cassia, some green notes, but it's still that very kind of sugary, feminine, very intense sort of perfume. So both of those are relatively recent, within, I believe, the last 10 years. So definitely both of them have struck the perfume industry and are deeply beloved by many people. The next one is immediately much older, more than 100 years old. Chanel number 5. This has to be on the list for any most popular perfume of all time because it is pretty much the most popular perfume of all time. Everyone has heard of it. Most people have probably smelled it at some point in their lives, and it's been pretty much the number one perfume in the perfume industry since 1921, which is when it came out. Very, very classic, maybe the most classic Chanel perfume. You can't go wrong with it. It's just there. It's not going to go away anytime soon. Then, if you want something more modern, then you can opt for, if you can see, Baccarat Rouge 540 from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, which is, I think it came out in 2017, I'm not sure exactly, but modern, super. It was an immediate success because it's super luxurious, expensive, but worth it because it's extremely potent, long-lasting, has some very unique notes. There's some saffron thrown in there, a little bit sweet, a little bit spicy, extremely unique French perfume. Then Miss Dior, which is both old and new at the same time. Original Miss Dior, which this is not, came out in 1947. This is the 2021 formulation, and they always reformulate this every few years. There's also Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet, which is probably the most popular variation of Miss Dior because it's super floral, super feminine, sweet, but not sugary sweet in the way that Black Opium or Armani C are. More of a natural floral sweetness and just super elegant, classy, feminine. Then, kind of a different breed is Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana Eau Intense. This is super crisp, Granny Smith apple, lemon, very kind of fresh linen, refreshing spring day sort of thing. Everyone loves Light Blue as far as I can tell because it's a super inoffensive fragrance, just fresh, clean, slightly feminine, spring day kind of thing. So unless you hate the spring, you're gonna like Light Blue. Then La Vie est Belle by Lacombe. There goes the sample. Here's what the bottle actually looks like. La Vie est Belle means the life is beautiful. Classic, wonderful, super sweet fragrance, gourmand, kind of food centered fragrance. There's notes of praline. Very delightful, feminine, super feminine fragrance. I'm sure I believe that most women who try this immediately like it because it is a very pleasant, very kind of sweet, dessert-like kind of fragrance. Now, the exact opposite of La Vie est Belle is Shalimar by Guerlain, which is on the same level as Chanel No. 5 in the fact that it came out in the 1920s. and like Chanel No. 5, it has remained popular throughout the decades. Less popular today than it was in the past, but still very prominent, very definitely up on the list. Super spicy, smoky, earthy, resinous, amber sort of fragrance. Super strong, super classic. Then, kind of in the middle of old and modern is Red Door by Elizabeth Arden, which is generally a very light, powdery floral, very feminine, very kind of casual yet elegant at the same time. So it kind of blends the best of both worlds. And then the last one that I have here is also a classic. This is Le du Temps by Nina Ricci. This is a 1948 fragrance, but it has remained popular until today. A lot of people still use it today. It is primarily a floral fragrance, similar to Chanel No. 5 and similar to No. 5. It has that unique warm note, some from the Lang Lang it has some nice wood notes. Very pleasant, very unique sort of floral. And it has remained popular for many, many decades. So those are pretty much the most popular fragrances you'll come across. Of course, there are probably some more that I missed, but of all time, these are definitely the most prominent, the ones that you'll see on most of the lists. You'll find these at pretty much every perfume store you go to. So that's all I have to say about popular fragrances. If you have any opinions about them, you can leave those down in the comments below. If you liked the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.